Hi, I'm Star and welcome to my channel, Starlight Starbright 70. This morning I am working on my butterfly fairy. She is almost complete, and so I thought I would do a little whip and chat with you guys. I got this one from AliExpress, and I started her on the 1st for 3 events that were running this month, and the 3 events were for Diamond Grandma's Fantasy Life 24, and then who the co-host for her this month was Diana Loves Color, and then Diamonds by Tita. She has Blissful Blue or Blissful in Blue, so I thought she would work due to all the pretty blues that are in her wings. This side here, you can't see it right now, but it's really got some nice blues, and then she's got some really nice blues in her dress, which I'm not sure if you can see way down there, but yeah, so I chose her for that one as well. And then Diamond Crafts by Eileen. Oh, I can't pick these up. She was having wings and things, so I figured, oh, she'd be perfect for that one as well. So yeah, she's been a little bit difficult, just because kind of been having to switch between a pen and tweezers for this one. She is a square, and the squares don't always want to match up, and there's been a lot of popping of these diamonds, so they don't really fit nice together. But I think when she's done, she's gonna look absolutely gorgeous. I did watch a video that, because there's like quite a few spaces, especially in the blacks. I don't know if you can see all the little spaces there with the lights. Of course, when you don't have the light pad on, you can't see that there's spaces, but I heard you can use resin powder to fill in the spaces. So I was thinking, well, maybe I'll get some black resin powder and just see, maybe try a small section, especially with all the black that is on this canvas, because the whole background of her is black, and then of course it's just her standing with her beautiful butterfly wings. I think she's, like I said, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I am glad that I did pick this canvas for the 3 events, but like I said, she just has been a little bit hard to work with. So what do you guys have planned today? Me, I usually put a video out in the morning, but this is a video I'm posting in the morning, and then later on this afternoon I'm going to be posting another video, and that video is going to be a sponsored Temu haul. I was saying yesterday in my video how Temu just accepted me as an influencer, which I thought that they had accepted me quite a long time ago. So they gave me $60 to do a campaign, and I wish they gave me $60, but it was $60 towards a campaign. So I got to pick out products that totaled $60. And so I did that, and I picked out, it's going to be about storage. So just storage ideas or storage containers. To be honest with you, I don't even remember everything that I picked out, so I'm going to have to go through the list and remind myself. Uh, it was funny because I remember picking out the products and just laughing, thinking, wow, okay, so this is going to be my third sponsored video that I've done for Temu. And I've advertised for Temu, and here I wasn't even an affiliate at that time. So, oh well, what can you do, right? I wish Temu would, with all the affiliate and with all the influencer and everything that, actually, sorry, if I said affiliate, I meant influencer. I have been an affiliate. So affiliate is, when I link my codes up on the screen and in my description, and that's what an affiliate is for. So that's just basically advertising for new users and users that haven't had their app on the phone for the past 14 days to get the deal of 30% off and a $100 coupon bundle. The influencer program is where Temu will, so what you have to do is you gotta make videos, of course, and then I believe it's like either on Instagram, TikTok, or what's the other one? Facebook, maybe? No, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and maybe Facebook. I'm not sure. But anyway, so you post your videos. There's like certain things that they want you to put in your video, or at least in your description box. And when you submit your videos, Temu will they'll review them and they'll either say, yeah, it's a go, or no. And I think you get something like $3 a video, and that $3 goes towards seeding money for their online campaigns or their product campaigns, that they have. So the videos that you do go to the online campaign, and then once you have enough seeding money, then you get to do a product campaign. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 months in order to get the seeding money, in order to get the products and review them on my videos. It's kind of confusing, at least for me. Like I said, I'm still learning, and sometimes I wonder, oh, why am I doing this with Temu? I mean, I would order through Temu anyway. It's not like, I guess giving them free advertisements is okay, and I don't mind. But it is a lot of, I guess, kind of work in the background, and so yeah, it can, for me anyway, it's sometimes gets frustrating because I guess I feel that I just kind of repeat myself on every video when it comes to Temu, and I would like to kind of change it up, but how do you change it up when it's basically the same thing over and over again? And you never know who's going to click on your video, right? I mean, there might be someone out there that would like to get that benefit of 30% off. I know I would if I came across a video and I didn't really know much about, let's say, we're talking about Temu, so about Temu, and it's like, oh, okay, so if I just download this app, and I can get 30% off, and then a $100 coupon bundle towards my next orders, I would think that would be absolutely great. I'm just, sorry, I had my TV on so loud. So yeah, so it's just, I repeat, so, but anyway, I am looking forward to doing a little product review later on today. I'm going to do it outside. At least that's the plan. This morning, it's supposed to be really, really nice with hardly any wind. So I was talking to my husband. He says, yeah, that's a great idea to do it outside. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just wait and do it outside, and it will be a video that will come out later today. So I look forward to doing that one. But yeah, most of my videos I do in regards to Temu, we purchase that with our own money. And usually I'll get, use coupon deals or spin the wheel deals, or I'll find stuff on the lightning deals. Because you can sometimes get really, really good prices. I was watching Diamonds by Tita this morning, and she actually found a painting for $1. And it was funny because I've been looking at that painting. I think I still have it in my cart. And I'm not going to say what it is, so you guys can go over there and watch. But yeah, $1. And then, of course, she had a really, really beautiful butterfly one she found. So, yeah, as of late, I've really been into the butterflies. Well, at least looking at the butterflies. I haven't, I have quite a few in my cart as we speak. But, of course, I've been, some of you know, I have been collecting the Winnie the Pooh and Gang diamond paintings, and the little girl and boy paintings, and then the little girl paintings. I just love those so much. And I don't know why I picked such big paintings for these events. Last month I did. What did I do last month? I did the bunny, and I used it as well for my giveaway for 100 subscribers. And it just amazes me, like, here I was doing a giveaway for 100 subscribers, and all of a sudden, sitting today, we're at close to 360, I think, now. Or it might even be more, I'm not sure. But it just amazes me. Word of mouth, or people that just have come across my channel and have subscribed, and it's just such a blessing. But yeah, so I'm planning, I think with this butterfly one here that I'm doing, I'm gonna see what I can do and fix her up a little bit, play around with her, and then she's gonna be needing to be sealed, just because like I said, these diamonds kind of like to pop off. But I will be sealing this one, and then I think I'm going to put her in my giveaway for the 500, which, it looks like it will just be around the corner. And I'm getting about, say, between 3 and 5 subscribers a day. So yeah, so I should have her all nicely fixed up and ready to go. I'll probably just get one of those magnetic frames. Not frames really, but I guess they're for posters, but they also hold up diamond paintings. But I just ordered them off of Temu, and so I'll just get that for shipping purposes. And otherwise, if I would get her framed, I think it would cost an arm and a leg to have her shipped, unfortunately. Because once you get all these diamonds put on, they do get pretty heavy. And I was like, why did I pick the Y? Oops, see, there goes one. So, but yeah, I'm forever trying to straighten up these lines. It drives me absolutely crazy. It doesn't matter how straight I put them on, they seem to always want to go crooked or whatever. So, and to me that's just a little bit frustrating, because I like to see all my lines nice and straight. But like I said, once she's like put up and you look at her without a light pad on, she looks absolutely amazing. Just love her. So I've been watching a series from her name is Gigi, and she does Gigi Arctic, no, Gigi. Anyway, her name is Gigi. She has a channel, and I always forget the name because there's attic in it, an attic. Gigi's calls it attic crafts. I don't know. Anyway, love you, girl. Just can't remember your name at this moment in time. But anyway, a name to her channel. But she's known as Gigi. But she does a series every Saturday called, and I can't tell what that one is. That's another thing. Some of these symbols are very, very hard to read on this canvas. And it kind of drives me a little bit crazy because it's like, well, why would you do that? I think that one's a C, but I'm not sure. I think that one's a 6. That one I can tell what it is. This one I have no idea. And this one I have no idea. So I'm just going to make them 6s because that's what they look closest to me. But anyway, so she's started a series called Junk in Your Trunk. And it's a journaling series. And so I've been following along with that. And I would really like to get into making journals. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And you can make it however you want, right? And it's just your creative side coming out of you. And yeah, so I had made a book. I don't know if you remember me hauling the books for the diamond paintings. It had the diamond paintings on top of it. So it was like a partial, but it was on a book. And so I made one and I thought, oh, this would be nice for a journal, but my heart said to give it away, so I did give it away, and the person that received it, I believe, was very happy with it. And so it went to a very good home. And I know it will be taken very well, taken care of very well. And she says she's going to use it as a blessing book, which, kind of touched my heart. I thought that is so sweet. So I do have a couple more books that I did purchase and hauled in one of my hauls from Temu. And so I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do up another one and maybe start making a little journal out of it. So I've always heard of the journals and different things you can do with journals. And I mean, I had a diary growing up, but I just like all the little pockets you can put on there, and just being so creative and the different things you can put in your journal. So Temu also has a lot of journaling paper and stickers and stencils and all that kind of stuff. And I was saying, if only I had a craft room. So I think my husband would kill me if I started another crafting projects. Yeah, he wouldn't kill me, but he'd be like, oh no, where are we going to put all this stuff? At least diamond paintings, I can, I have my nice books that I put them in. And then the bigger ones I can just store right underneath my bed, under my mattress. I should say, not right under my bed, but under the mattress. And they just lay there and they get all nice and flat. And I can kind of thumb through them afterwards and then decide which I want to work on. I still need to... Actually, I need to pick out a wolf for... I keep reaching way over here because I have my container. I should probably move it closer here, but I keep bumping into it. I am left-handed, so... but yeah, the one far away is hard to reach. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I need to pick out a wolf for Cat's event for DP Bewitched Cat. She's got wolves this month, and I wanted to start that one after this girl, but I wasn't expecting this girl to take so long to do. And so I am hoping to have her finished by the end of the week, and which I should. I should actually have her finished in the next, if not later today, then tomorrow for sure. And then I can start on the wolf one. So now I need to find a smaller wolf because I think I need a bit of a break from working on big canvases for a while. Like I said, I did that really nice rabbit one for Easter, but I also again used it as my giveaway. Oh, and then I did the dove and the cross with Jesus' hands and the thorn of crowns on the cross for Easter. And that one was a really large one as well. What was it? 40 or 50 by 100. And so I did two big projects last month with the bunny and the Jesus. So, but I love both of the canvases. Both canvases turned out really, really nice. I was very happy. One was a square and one was a round. The bunny was a square and Jesus was a round. And so yeah. So the next thing I want to do, I'm hoping that I can find a wolf in my stash that isn't too big and that it will be around, just to give me a little bit of a break from doing squares. Not that I, hate doing squares, but like I said, this one has been a bit more of a challenge one for me. And it's mostly just because, and it's usually the black that I had the most problems with, getting them lined up straight and fitting nicely together. There's a lot of tabs on the side. So when you have, like here, I don't know if you can see that up close, but you have, or where's the camera here? Let me see. Always don't know where these cameras are on these phones. But anyway, so these squares here, if you can see, it's probably blurry, but those sometimes will get tabs on the sides of them, and then they of course won't fit nicely beside each other because you got a little tab sticking out. So if I went through all the black ones and discarded all the ones with little tags on the side, I probably would have only been left with 1.5 bags, and there's definitely, I would have needed more than that to do this painting. So these ones here though, these ones are ABs I'm working on right now. As you can see, the nice shine to them. These ones look really nice. I don't see any tabs at all on these, and if I did, I wouldn't have to use them because there's still plenty here, and I'm almost finished my painting. So yeah, but they fit all really nice together, and they're lining up really nice. Like I said, my struggle was really with the black, and there is a lot of black on this painting because, like I said, the whole outline of this painting is black. Lots of color blocking, of course, with the black, but then you get to the wings and her dress, tons and tons of confetti. This side here is a lot nicer, so I can actually work on one color, but there's some areas where you would do 1 and 2 and then you'd have to change again. And so I was forever changing my colors, and that took a long time as well. Especially when there's like only one or two, and then you're changing again for another one or two. And how I diamond paint, I like to section my paintings off into squares or rectangles or whatever. I guess rectangles more than squares. I use these papers here, and I just go by section. And I usually start in the left-hand corner. Is my usual place to start for a painting. And then I'll start at the bottom, like the very bottom. I know some people like to start at the top. That way, when I start at the bottom, when I start moving up and say I want to have her straight across and not having to turn the canvas, I can just pull the finished part down over my table and just kind of have it hanging and work that way. But then I started up here, I thought it was just easier for me to turn her around and just work on her this way, sideways. And yeah. But she's gonna be, I think she's gonna be really, really pretty. I was watching Amy's series too for her journaling. Can't remember what her channel was called either, but she also goes by Holler Time. And so I was watching her series journaling, but now she says I guess her mom has dementia, and which I totally understand. That's what my mother had until she passed away. I would even say my mom started off with dementia, but then ended up with Alzheimer's, because at the end she didn't really know who anybody was at all. And but yeah, so she ended up passing away from that. But anyway, so yeah, so she said she's going to start on a smaller project. So I look forward to seeing what she's going to come up with too. And that's a C. I think that one. Well, I don't think that's a C. I was going to say that's a C, but C's are. It's definitely not a C. Nope. It doesn't match that color in that section. So I'm not sure what this one here is. I'm not going to be putting a blue in the purples. So these ones beside are 2s. And it does look like a C, but I just don't think the C fits there. So I think I'm just going to fill that in with, what's this one? That's a Y, so it's definitely not a Y. So I think I'm just going to put another 2 in that area. Right here. I think they made a mistake when they were printing it. But yeah, my mom was big into crafting. She did a lot of cross stitching. She also, she did knitting, and then I think she kind of got into cross stitching, and she did beautiful cross stitching work. Absolutely gorgeous. But then she also dabbled in plastic canvas, and I don't know how many Kleenex boxes she made, but a lot. So yeah, she also sewed. She used to sew all her clothes when we were kids, and she had a really nice sewing machine. And so yeah, I was lucky to have a mom that did crafting, and I did learn quite a few crafting from her. I struggled with I did struggle with knitting because everything's backwards to me. So how she was trying to show was totally backwards to me because I'm left-handed, right? So I basically had to teach myself left-handed way of doing it the right way. If that makes any sense. So yeah. Oops. Okay, so these ones just want to pop out. So it's what? Probably about 6 o'clock here in the morning. And I slept most of the evening till about, I woke up about 1:30 this morning. And of course, wide awake. I don't really hold a sleep schedule. I sleep whenever I sleep. And yeah, yesterday was kind of just a sleepy day for me. I would do a little bit of painting and then fall asleep. I was watching Storm Chasers. And I believe there was one tornado. I think there was actually a couple tornadoes, but one really bad tornado. So my thoughts and prayers go out to those that have lost their homes or have lost loved ones. That's why it's just so important to heed to these warnings, even though you think, oh, I've heard these warnings over and over again and nothing has ever happened. Well, it takes one time. It's like that story. I don't know if anyone has ever heard the story of the man that was in a flood, and so he had a chance to get out, and he says, nope, he says, God will protect me. So of course the water started rising in his house, and he went on the second level, and a boat came by and said, hey, do you want to ride? Let's get you out of here. And he said, nope, God will protect me. So the water kept rising, and it rised up to his roof. And a helicopter came by and said, hey, come on, we'll take you to safety. And he says, nope, God will protect me. Well, the poor fella died. And when he got up to heaven, he questioned God, and he said, God, he says, why didn't you save me? And God says, you know what? He says, I tried. He said, I sent you, I sent you a vehicle that was going to help you get out before, the flood actually started happening. I sent you a boat, and you refused. And I sent you a helicopter, and you refused. What would you say? So, I always laugh when I think of that. I've been through a couple floods, so I laugh. But yeah, so it's just really important to just take these, warnings at what they are. Even if you've heard of them, 100 times before. I mean, I couldn't imagine living in Tornado Alley. And every year, of course, you hear the same sirens and, nothing ever happens. But it only takes once, and you never know where these tornadoes are going to land or what they're going to do. And it's scary. We had bad storms in the prairies, but where I grew up in southern Manitoba, we'd have really, really strong thunderstorms. And I think I've only ever heard the sirens maybe once go off for our town. But we live 5 miles away from town, so really probably wouldn't be able to hear the sirens all that well anyway, growing up on the farm. But in town. So yeah. So in general, usually the tornadoes go around that town, but they can happen. And we'd get just really, really bad blizzards. Lots of snow. Lots of blizzards. I remember as a kid, we were visiting a next door neighbor, and they only live like not even a mile from where we lived. But anyway, it started storming, and we stayed and we visited, thinking that probably my parents thought. I was very small. I remember bits and pieces of it, but so I think we stayed a little bit longer, visited, whatever. But then it was time to go home, and we could not even see in front of our feet. That's how bad it was blowing and snowing. And it took us a whole hour just to get home that time, just from a mile. Took an hour. And then I think as soon as we were home, I think just settling in, a train passed. And we would never have seen that train with all that snow. There's no way we would have seen a train. But then as a kid, it was fun growing up on a farm, and especially, in the winter, we got to build forts and play outside and learned how to skate, and we had some ponds, and my brothers and my dad would clear the pond off, and we'd play ice hockey, and the neighbors that lived closest to us were, well, I won't say closer. We were about a mile from each neighbor, mile and a half. But they had boys, so I grew up doing boy stuff because I wanted, to play with them. And I was the youngest girl. I have an older sister, but she's 5 years older than me. 5 or 6 years older than me. And so yeah, she was off doing her own little thing, and I grew up with a twin brother, and so yeah, I did boys things. But so there was 4 of us in the family, and we were all adopted. So I have an older sister and an older brother who were both adopted, and they live in BC. British Columbia, and then over here. And then I have my twin brother, and we were adopted together, and he lives in Ontario, Canada, in northwestern Ontario, and he lives close to my middle daughter. So yeah, I've got 3 girls, and they range from 33 to 20. I think my youngest will be 28 this year. So, yeah. Amazing how fast time flies, or time goes, And of course, your kids have a birthday and you think, oh, and then you think, oh no, that means I'm getting older too. But yeah, a lot of people think my oldest and I look quite a bit alike, and a lot of times we go out and they think we're sisters, so that definitely makes me feel good. It's like, yep, I'm her sister. It's like, no, I'm actually her mom. But yeah. But she was born in 91, and she was a very hard, had a hard time with her with labor. I was induced, and anyway, I was in labor for days, and then they finally decided to do a cesarean. Because her blood pressure was her heartbeat was dropping, my blood pressure was rising, and for some reason my hips wouldn't open to give birth to her, and so, or I shouldn't say my hips, was it your pelvic bone, whatever that is, that's supposed to open up to make way for the birthing, but yeah, mine refused to open. So all the 3 girls that I had gave birth to, they were all by cesarean. And then I've also had a lot of kids along the way that, not that I legally adopted, but they would call me mom. So I did work in child and family services for years until I got sick and was unable to do it anymore. And what a blessing that was. I met some fantastic kids. I met some fantastic caregivers. I made some really good friends along the way working in that job. And so I was like really blessed to have that job. But just was time was up for me for that job, and so got quite sick and was out for at least 2 years, a good 2 years. And then when I started feeling better, I said to my husband, okay, we need to move on from this town and see what adventure lies ahead for us. So I owned a house out there, and so I sold my house, or we sold the house, I should say, because it was my house when I met my husband, but I always called it our house after that when I got married. But yeah. So we sold it, and then we got this trailer and decided to come on down south, and that's what we did. It was only supposed to be for a short period of time that is allowed, which is 6 months out of the year. And then we were going to look at our options of either settling down somewhere by a campsite somewhere in the summer, or buying a little cottage somewhere in Canada and closer to, I won't say closer, but in Manitoba where I grew up. So that was kind of what our initial plan was, but I felt so good, and I really liked it out here, and that's why we decided to start on my paperwork to become a resident. And that is still in the hopper. I'm still waiting. I think I have 2 more months to wait, it looks like. They keep changing the date, which is a little frustrating. I will not lie. What was supposed to be only a month's wait has now gone up to 2 months. And it just seems they just keep changing it. But I mean, during that time I am able to stay here, and I just can't leave the country. So that means I haven't seen my family for quite some time now, and I miss them, of course. And I can't wait to see my grandkids, and of course my dad, and maybe my brother. I'm just teasing him. He always says, "Oh yeah, such a good video. I watched your video." I says, "Oh," I said, "So did you see this and this?" He says, "No." He says, "I watched 5 minutes, or I watched 5 seconds of it and give it a like." I says, "Well, at least you're giving it a like." Oh, what a guy. So I have a really good relationship with my brother, which I'm very happy for. And I think for he's got some health issues as well, and I think for him too, the dry heat probably would do wonders for him. And but maybe once he gets settled, and I mean that's totally up to him if he would ever want to move out here or whatever. But once he gets settled, and then we'd have to do paperwork for him to stay here, of course. And I think the government is just so overwhelmed with all the people coming in, crossing that border. And of course, they're not legal in any way, but they still need to have the paperwork done. And so I can just imagine the work that those border patrols and the uh, immigration has to do to, oops, with some Z's, do them all. Get all their paperwork set up and like I just can't imagine, especially when you have hundreds crossing a day, if not thousands. I think I watched at one time. I was watching this guy on YouTube that was covering the border crisis, and there was thousands of them. And so, and that's just one crossing. So imagine, how many crossings they come over at, and they all have to be, paperwork has to be done on them regardless. And the processing center, but then, I mean, they obviously want to stay here too. And so they have to go through the whole process of becoming a resident and so forth. And yeah. And then who knows how many even get in without even, having to go through that whole process. Who knows? But I live right along the border of Mexico, and I don't really see it much here. I mean, I guess it does happen. I'm not too far from El Paso, and that was one of the areas that was hit hard with people coming through illegally, but I don't really notice it here. But then I don't go out a lot either. I'm a homebody. I like to stay home. And the other day when was it yesterday when it was windy? Yeah, yesterday. So the winds didn't get up as high as what they said it was going to. We were supposed to have 60-mile-an-hour winds, but it ended up only being like in the 40s. So it was pretty manageable here in the Cheller. So I decided to stay. But the lady here that owns the park, I met her outside this morning while I was sitting outside, and she says, "Oh, you didn't come over to the lounge?" And I says, "No." I said it wasn't that bad. And she kind of looked at me. She says, "Well, we haven't had that kind of wind for a while." I says, "Well," so no, we haven't, but it really wasn't that bad here. I guess just the way the wind was blowing and the direction it was blowing, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it did rock the Cheller a little bit, but nothing like some days that I've been in here and thinking, oh my, it gets really, really bad. It's like just a constant rocking. And you just wonder how these trailers hold up in that wind. Or how some break. It was funny when we went garage selling in a close city that's nearby. It's called Las Cruces, and as we were coming back home here, we passed. Well, we didn't even pass a trailer. All of a sudden, stuff started flying off this trailer, and I was saying to my husband, "Watch out!" I said, "Slow down." So there's something wrong with his trailer, and it was really, really windy that day. Well, the side of his trailer had come off the siding, and so all the insulation and everything was being ripped from his trailer in the wind. And they always tell you, don't take your trailer out traveling when it's windy. I said, well, he didn't heed to that warning, did he? Now he's got to pay for it. But I mean, he had an older trailer, but still, it's whoopsies. He wasn't paying attention to what they say. Don't travel when it's windy. And apparently they can actually go off the road really easy too. So, but other than that, I mean, yeah, it's just amazing how they can hold up to winds here. And that's the only thing that I don't really care for about the desert is the high winds, or I guess they call it the desert winds. That can go, but it doesn't really happen that often that it gets like to the extreme that it's like to the point of, okay, that's it, I'm done living in a trailer, and we're getting a house. But we have looked at properties, around here. And so I think that's what our plan is going to be, is we're going to buy a little piece of land here and then just get a house put on it. There's a place here in town that sells like I won't say they're trailers, but they're I guess they're kind of like trailers. But you can get like single, double, or triple wide, however you want to do that. Whatever size you want. But I definitely want a 2-bedroom so I can have a craft room. Because in my own little room, I did have one when I had my house. Like, I had my own little room. It wasn't really a craft room, it was a gaming room. Because at that time, I played a lot of... I played World of Warcraft, and then I played Final Fantasy, and both those games I was a crafter in them. I loved doing the crafting. I loved gathering the resources, and then I also loved making items, and then I was able to sell them on, they were called an auction kind of setup where you put your items on there, and then you have a set price, and you sell your items. And so I was pretty rich in those in those games because of all the money that I made from selling my items. But yeah, and it was just really nice. Found some really nice communities. Actually, my husband and I started a guild in World of Warcraft, and met a lot of really nice people through that. And then we just decided to stop playing, and I gave the guild over to a person that was that we became friends with, and so yeah, I believe he still has the guild. And when I did come back and play though, he was like, "Here, do you want it back?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not sure how long I'm going to play, so don't worry about it." And I did go back and play for a short time just because they put out a new expansion. So I kind of just wanted to see what that was going to be all about. But the crafting was they were putting too much, took too much time getting all the items you needed for one item to make, that I thought, okay, nope, enough of that. And that's when I got into diamond painting. And so I was still playing World of Warcraft. I think when we came out here, we got Starlink for our internet, which is really nice, and we've had no complaints with it. Every once in a while it will go out, but oh geez, my kitties are crying because it is, what time is it? 6:30. The sun is coming up, and yes, their tummies are hungry, and they think it's time to eat. But I try not to feed them till at least 8 o'clock, just because that's kind of the schedule I have set up for them. Because they get fed at 8 and they get fed at 6. And I have 3 cats, and of course my 2 baby dogs. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I just thought I would do a little small WIP and chat with you guys this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. We've almost got this wing done, and it's looking nice. So now I'll probably get this finished, and then I'll only have this part to do. And so she should be done by the end of today, and I'll get some of these lines all nicely straightened up and show her off when she's done. So thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I will like I said, be putting out a video later on today, so make sure you don't miss that one. And it's all about storage solutions, so be interesting to see what I picked out. because I don't even remember. So, anyway, have a very blessed day and God's richest blessings. And I will see you on the next one.